Hello guys, welcome back to 𝗗𝗟𝗦𝗡𝗥. Today we're going to be predicting Champions League second leg of the playoffs. But before we do that, I just want to go over quickly the first leg predictions and tips and see how good or bad we did. So the first match, Celtic were hosting Bayern Munich. We predicted the correct score for that one, 2-1 for Bayern Munich. And our tip was Bayern Munich to win, combined with both teams to score at 2.30. So we hit that tip as well. And the second game, Brest were hosting PSG. Our tip was PSG to win, combined with over 2.5 goals, meaning 3 or more goals in the game, with the odds of 1.77, and the actual result was 3-0 for PSG, so we hit that tip as well. The following game, Juventus were hosting PSV. Our tip was over 2.5 goals, with the odds of 2.23, and the actual result was 2-1. So we hit that tip, and we also predicted the correct score for that game as well, 2-1 for Juventus. And the following match, Club Brugge were hosting Atalanta. Our tip was both teams to score, odds 1.75, and the actual result was 2-1, so we hit that tip as well. And the following game, Feyenoord were hosting Milan. Our tip was under 2.5 goals, meaning 2 or less goals, with the odds of 2.30, and the actual result was 1-0 for Feyenoord. We hit that tip as well, and we were so close to hit that double chance for Manchester City, but they had to concede in the last seconds, obviously, so it's Manchester City. You can't do anything about it. So yeah, we still had the majority of the tips, 5 out of 8, and we also predicted 2 correct scores. But always keep in mind that tips are never guaranteed, so play responsibly. And now, without further ado, let's try to do even better in the second leg of the playoffs. Let's go. First match of the week, Milan hosting Feyenoord. The first leg ended 1-0 for the home team Feyenoord, despite Milan having the most possessions and 6 shots on target, 3 of which were by João Felix versus Feyenoord's 3 shots on target. But what a goal that was from 𝗗𝗟𝗦𝗥. I don't know if it was Milan's goalkeeper mistake or it was the rain that made the ball slip, but goal is a goal. So both teams had their domestic league games over the weekend. Milan were hosting Verona and beat them 1-0 at home, whereas Feyenoord visited Brugge and drew that game 0-0. I feel like both of these teams are concentrated on the second leg of the playoffs. I really think that Milan is going to win this game, but winning by only 1 goal is not going to do it for them. There's going to be extra time added and potential penalty shootouts. But still, I personally think that Milan will still qualify. I just don't know if it's going to be in the extra time or in the potential penalty shootout. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Milan, and my tip is Milan to win, combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.85. On to the next one, Benfica hosting Monaco. The first leg was dominated by Benfica despite playing in an away match, 56% possession, 23 shots versus Monaco's 6. And what a silly red card that 𝗗𝗟𝗦𝗡𝗥 received for talking, and he's not going to be able to help in the second leg. And of course, I have to mention that world-class goal from Pavlidis. That was just phenomenal. Monaco had a League 1 match against the relegation zone team Nantes, and they dominated the game and won 7-1, whereas Benfica visited Santa Clara and won that match 1-0. And the fun fact is, the last 3 matches between these two teams were won by Benfica, and considering they're playing at home this time, this is a no-brainer for me. So I say Benfica will easily qualify. My score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Benfica. And my tip is Benfica to win, combined with over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals, odds 1.90. But if you want to juice it up, then Benfica to win, combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 2.30. On to the next one, Atalanta hosting Club Brugge. What an opening goal that was from the former Barcelona player 𝗗𝗟𝗦𝗡𝗥, and what an entertaining first half which ended 1-1. And the second half was even more entertaining, so many chances missed by both teams equally. Oh boy, what a controversial penalty that was towards the end of the game. That was just insane. I'm reading the comments all over social media, and some fans are saying it was a penalty and the others are saying it was good acting. But it is what it is. Atalanta has to deal with it at home. Atalanta had a Serie A game over the weekend and they drew that game 0-0, but they could still afford it, sitting comfortably in the 3rd position, 5 points clear of Lazio. I really think that Atalanta will qualify in this duel. My score prediction for this match is 3-1 for Atalanta, and my tip is Atalanta to win, combined with over 2.5 goals at 2.10. On to the next one. Bayern Munich will be hosting Celtic. What a first leg that was. What an opener that was from Celtic. But the forwards messed up. All they had to do was stay out of the offside trap, because 𝗗𝗜𝗦𝗖𝗟𝗔𝗜𝗠 scored a screamer outside the box, but that was ruled out due to offside, unfortunately. But instead, it got replaced by a screamer goal from Bayern Munich in the first half. But in the second half, I don't know what Celtic defenders were thinking about, but you cannot leave Harry Kane so much open and give him so much space. And of course, the English took that opportunity and scored a beautiful goal. But I don't know what happened to Bayern Munich towards the end of the game. Celtic could easily score 2-3 goals and win that game. It was so interesting to see Bayern Munich trying to survive those waves of attacks from Celtic. And plus that penalty wasn't given to Celtic. Boy, that could win that game. So over the weekend, Celtic defeated Dundee in their domestic league 3-0. But Bayern Munich from the other side had a super important game against the last year's champs Leverkusen. But Leverkusen dominated the game with more possession and 15 shots against Bayern Munich's 2. And on top of that, Bayern Munich had 0 shots on target. But the fun fact is, Celtic already had the chance to visit Germany this year. Back in October, they had to visit Dortmund, and that game ended 7-1 for the home team. So my score prediction for this game is 3-2 for Bayern Munich, and my tip is Bayern Munich to win, combined with both teams to score at 2.25. On to the next one, Dortmund hosting Sporting. The first leg ended 3-0 for Dortmund. All 3 goals were scored in the second half, but Sporting had 6 shots on target versus Dortmund's 7. It was just not their day because they also hit the post a few times. Especially considering Celtic dominated the first half. I don't know what happened, but in the second half, it felt like a different team came out to play. But Borussia Dortmund is doing so bad in Bundesliga, sitting in the 11th place, and they had a game over the weekends against the relegation zone team, Bochum, and they lost the game 2-0. And a quick fun fact here. Sporting already had a chance to visit Germany a few months ago, and that game was against Red Bull Leipzig, which they lost 2-1, despite Red Bull Leipzig being underdogs in that game. I don't think that Borussia Dortmund will take the second leg lightly and park the bus. I feel like they're gonna push forward and try to settle this battle once and for all. And for Sporting, I don't think they have any hopes to make a comeback unless they score a quick goal in the first 10-15 minutes. And another fun fact is, the last 2 times Sporting visited Dortmund, both games ended 1-0 for the home team. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for Borussia Dortmund. And my tip is Dortmund to win, odds 1.81. On to the next one. Real Madrid will be hosting Manchester City. When you watch Manchester City games, one wonders if they can ever finish a game properly. They had the same drama against Feyenoord at home. They were winning 3-0, 15 minutes to go, and they conceded 3 goals in the last 15 minutes and draw the game. And in this game, they took the lead twice. And somehow in the last minutes, they lose their concentration, concede an equalizer, and in the last dying seconds, they concede another one and lose the game 2-3. That was a horrible, horrible second half ending performance. Unbelievable. I think at Santiago Bernabeu, Madrid wouldn't disappoint their crowd. But on Saturday, they had a super important match against Osasuna, and that was a must win for them to lead the La Liga table. But they messed it up. They drew that game 1-1. Bellingham got a red card because he said F off to the referee, and somehow he's trying to explain that it wasn't offensive. I don't know about you, but if somebody says F off to me, it's very, very offensive. He's saying I didn't say F you, but I said F off. So I don't see a difference, to be honest there. So if Barcelona wins their match on Monday against Rayo Vallecano, that will push down 2 Madrid teams, Real and Atletico Madrid, and take over the table. And Manchester City from the other side also had a super important home game against Newcastle. It was a must win for them, and they aced it. They won that game 4-0 where Marmoush scored a hat-trick. And something important to mention, I was really impressed by Manchester City's new defender 𝗗𝗓𝗏. I think he must start against Real Madrid. And also, Gundogan has to be there. He shouldn't be starting from the bench. Both players had such a fantastic game and they could offer a lot against Real Madrid. And the fun fact is, the last time Manchester City visited Real Madrid, the game ended 3-3 draw. And what a crazy game that was. I still remember that one. There's barely any good value in this game, and that's why I had to pick 3 combined tips. But I would love to see Manchester City making a miracle comeback. That would be a comeback for the books for sure. So my score prediction for this match is 2-2 draw, and my tip is Real Madrid double chance combined with both teams to score, combined with Real Madrid to score 2 or more goals, odds 1.90. But if you're leaning towards Manchester City, then Manchester City double chance combined with City to score 2 or more goals, odds 2.85. On to the next one, PSG hosting Brest, 2 French teams. Feels like we're watching a Ligue 1 match here again. What a beautiful game the first leg was, a brace from Ousmane Dembélé. Brest tried to keep up and fight toe-to-toe against PSG. Both teams had 16 shots, but the home team had only 2 shots versus PSG's 7 shots on target. I think PSG may want to chill in this game a bit, and Luis Enrique possibly may rest a few players, at least for the first half. Brest probably will concentrate on Ligue 1 now. They had a must-win game over the weekends, but they drew their game 2-2. Now when it comes to PSG, we would love to see that PSG drawing against Barcelona. We all remember seeing that one of the best comebacks in the Champions League history. But last year, PSG returning the favor, they lost at home 3-2 to Barcelona. But then when they visited Blaugrana, they beat them in an away match 4-1. So now, we definitely want that trilogy drama match. And just a reminder, the last time Brest visited PSG, the game ended 3-1 for the home team. So my score prediction for this match is 2-1 for PSG, and my tip is under 3.5 goals, meaning 3 or less goals in the game, odds 1.85. Or if you want something slightly better, then both teams to score, odds 1.95. On to the next one, PSV hosting Juventus. What a back and forth first leg that was. PSV actually had the most possession, 53%. They also had 15 shots versus Juventus 12. But Juve players were more accurate with their shots on target, 8 shots on target versus PSV's 2. I know 100% that PSV are preparing to put up a fight against Juventus, and beating Liverpool in their last group stage 3-2 is still super fresh in their mind, despite the fact they beat the rotated Liverpool team, and they do believe that they can perform magic in front of their fans. Now the fun fact is, Juventus has a super important game over the weekends against Inter Milan, and judging by where they're sitting in the 5th place right now in qualifying for Europa League, they definitely want to win this game against Inter and get into the top 4. So it's a tough fixture for the old lady and such a good opportunity for PSV to take advantage of. I have a strong feeling that the second leg will not be decided in 90 minutes. And most likely will go to the extra time and potentially penalty shootout. Just a quick reminder that PSV visited Juventus twice within the last 5 months and they lost both of the games, and now will definitely try to return the favor at home in this match. My score prediction for this match is 2-1 for PSV, and my tip is both teams to score combined with over 2.5 goals, odds 1.80. Or if you want something slightly better, then second half to have over 1.5 goals, meaning 2 or more goals, odds 1.90. That's all guys, that was Champions League predictions, second leg of the playoffs. Feel free to leave your comments and predictions in the comment section. I'll try to reply to every single comment. Put thumbs up if you liked the video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you're not gonna miss our next releases. And bye for now.